Good afternoon, YouTube. You know, at the end of episode 4, it occurred to me that I hadn't really shown you this power wall that I built up and the battery that I built up that'll be going in to the cargo trailer conversion when I'm done. And so this is basically a Victron system here, very complete. It's basically a 24 volt system. It'll have 3,000 watts pure sine, and it'll charge the batteries very quickly at 70 amps at 24 volts. This is basically a 320 amp hour, 200 amp output a battery I built up from scratch. Those are 8 3.2 volt, 328 amp hour cells in series to give you 24 volts. And you can see I got the BMS on it. It's an active BMS down here. That wire there goes up to the indicator display up top. And you can see I can quick disconnect this thing, take it out, service it, whatever I need to do. That's a very robust battery. At 12 volts, the power will be equivalent to 640 amp hours, so you can see from a relative size how big that is. In any case, this is all a Victron system coming in. I got the shut off here. That's the smart shunt that measures all the current going in and out of the batteries to monitor state of charge and those kind of things. That's basically a big distribution bus bar for the negative and positive, so everything comes and goes on that. And I got all the wires behind this thing. It's one of the reasons why I built it onto the wall, this little wall, so you don't see that nest back there. And anyway, this is the heart of it right here, the big Victron panel. To the left of it up here, this is the Servo GX. It's a computer that interfaces with all this and basically produces that pretty display you see up there. It also has some various analog inputs and stuff that my tanks will hook up to, and there'll be some other monitoring going on in the camper when I'm done. To the right here, it's not hooked up just yet. This is basically, I think, a 70 amp, 24 to 12 volt DC system. The output of this will run to the 12 volt DC distribution for all the lights and 12 volt appliances. It has to convert that 24 to 12 to be useful for 12 volt items. And the bottom line is there's not a whole lot of that going on. It'll just be lighting and a few little things, water pumps and stuff like that. The air conditioner I'm putting is going to be 24 volts, so it'll run directly from the battery. Anyway, coming up the side here, this is a DC to DC converter. It takes the 12 volts coming in from my truck alternator and puts out 24 volts at 10 amps to charge the battery while you're going down the road. Just another way to charge it. You're driving all day, you might as well take advantage of that. The breakers, I got a few more breakers that probably go on here, but I got solar in, air conditioning, and 12 volt distribution there. And I got a couple others I can think of I'll probably put on later. It's my solar controller, 50 amps at 24 volts. The controller is probably marginal for the 1200 watts they have on there, because they would put out, if everything was perfect, 54 amps, but they're never going to do that. They're not going to be tilted, and I've never seen these things get better than 75%. So I'll keep an eye on that. I may have to go a little bigger on that. I wasn't planning on getting the quantity of solar panels I got on that good Facebook Marketplace. So this is this will show you the AC charging. You'll be able to see the grid voltage or generator power coming in, the state of the multi-plus down there, the AC loads power, the photovoltaic charger, whether it's on or off and what it's putting in, and then what the batteries are doing down here. If you have a complete view of all that, I can switch screens on here and do different things, like on the menu, and get to other things, and can also get to the page that would show my water tanks and things like that. This interfaces directly with the battery right here, and you can see I can see each of the cells, their voltages. The red there is the high cell, the blue is the low one, and really these things are well balanced because I have an active balancer on it. I literally got 4 milliamps between all the delta between all the cells, which is outstanding. Top balance this thing well. So anyway, I also got a 12 volt 230 amp hour battery down there that I had from another project. I'm going to put 200 watts 12 volt panels on the roof and a separate controller for that. That'll be a reversionary system. It'll also be used to run my radios and keep it isolated from the inverters and such on this thing here. So this is it. This is a Victron multicast. One of the things this thing does, which is pretty nice, if you're on shore power, you got a 30 amp service, and for some reason you need to draw 40 or 50 all of a sudden for whatever you're doing in there, this thing will manage the load and draw it from the inverter and the battery. That is a pretty neat feature right there. So yeah, you won't be blowing breakers and things like that with inductive loads coming on. So that's why I decided just to go with no propane and run electricity, induction cooktops, convection ovens, and all that, because I believe with the setup right here and the 1200 watts I'll have on the roof to charge this thing, I'll have more than enough power to run all electric in there and be basically sustainable. I'll have a 3,500 watt generator on the bumper of the trailer up front in that generator box. That'll be the subject of another video. That will charge this in the event we got low sun or whatever, and I need power. But I can literally run that with this inverter charger, the multi plus that you see there, and have that thing charged from zero in about 4 or 5 hours. That's a really fast charge. So I think I'll be self-sufficient with all that. In any case, I'm going to end this video here. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see a little bit more about that battery. We'll talk to you later.